So I've been I've been trying to clean out this whole place, get through some old crap that I don't need. I got an entire box right over here, pretty much filled to the brim with nothing but old crap that I don't need. But in doing so, I found some hidden gems in my apartment of old stuff. I don't know, I'd start with Robbie's book. Hello, I'm baby Robbie. This is me as a baby. I think it's better. I got sick. I had to go to the hospital. Mommy rocked me to sleep. I got an operation on my tummy. I stayed in the hospital for 3 weeks. I now have a scar. Then my mommy brought me home. The end. Oh, and if you wanted to know, yes, I still actually have that scar. I still have that scar right about it, right here. Fibrostenosis. And only 5 weeks. God. Now let's go into my younger sister, by Robbie. This is my younger sister. She's 2.5 years old. Her favorite color is pink. I love my sister. My sister made this flower. She likes to make things. God. Her favorite dinosaur is Tyrannosaurus Rex. So we went sailing with Amanda in Aruba. Amanda's favorite movie is 101 Dalmatians. We watch it together. This is our this is our family room. We play and watch TV together in here. In here. I'm glad Amanda is my sister. What did I tell you first? Oh my god, I cannot friggin' what. And then this is I guess something I did also probably in kindergarten. I think they're both in kindergarten, based on the fact that I was apparently 5 in this, and I'm born May, so. It says discovering myself. General demographics. Pretty much a lot of the first is general demographics of one that's was taken, which is April 26, 1994. So I'd be 5, turning 6 in just a couple of weeks. Date of birth, May 16th, 1988. Place of birth, Hartford, Connecticut. General stuff, you can just do some searching. Numbers of brothers and sisters, same as 0 brothers, 1 sister. Hobby, collecting stones and dinosaurs. Favorite colors, red and blue. Interestingly, favorite food is vegetables and grapes, which has drastically changed these days. I don't eat a whole lot of vegetables. Eat a fair amount of fruit. Grapes I just don't. But I predominantly speak meat these days. Greatest achievement, I have learned to be nice to Amanda. Important possession, TV, my sister. Unfilled dream, to have a movie about lost dinosaur world. And I drew a self-portrait here, as basically by the way a 5-year-old would draw a self-portrait, like any 5-year-old. And then just a general portrait of my family, the way I obviously would draw. And yes, I live at that time, God, at 25 Gully Drive, 860-644-5425. To end it all. This is probably just to find its home. Find the home. Although somebody needs to get that lion out of that cage. Somebody needs. It's 90s Crabahola for what now? Lion needs to get out of the cage. Oh, funny. This is interesting, actually. And this is another assignment. It says, this is me. This is supposedly a penguin. And this down here is apparently a dragon. I wonder if this teacher's back then what I would be trying to go for now. Man, that quest was awesome, but it's gonna be a lot more than that. Oh my God. This is gonna be real fun. I think I am quiet as a mouse, noisy as a firecracker. I said a little bit of both. Fast as a rabbit, slow as a turtle. Yeah, fast as a rabbit, still am. Funny thing now is that it says super neat back then. What the hell happened to me? Indoor kid, outdoor kid, a little bit of both. A talker, a listener, a little bit of both. Okay, this is where, how do you feel when you're being punished? Sad. 2, make new friend. Happy. Your sister gets more attention than you. Sad. 4, can't find something. Angry. Makes sense. 5, first day of school. Happy. 6, you get a new puppy. Happy. Your parents argue. Sad. And don't even get me started with that. Here's where things get interesting. You learn to ride your bike. I said upset in those days. Funny what I do now. I got a mountain folding bike, and I'm now trying to go all over the world to friggin' find the, I don't know, the Loch Ness Monster on just a folding bike, with a folding bike. Take that thing on a plane, try to find Nessie, try to find, again, just a Great New England Sea Serpent, like it just dead. On a friggin' folding bike. No car, trains, yeah, but trains and tram, but primarily mode of transportation, a folding bicycle. And yet, when I was back at 5 years old, I said upset when it comes to learning how to. So we got some more stuff here. actually go through this stuff. So. Okay, so now it's another assignment. I like me to be because I like to run. When I'm by myself, I like to be sad. When I'm not myself, I like to be with, it says Mrs. Burnt, I don't know who that is. And then the next thing is Stephanie, and I'm willing to bet $5, and that means who I know is Stephanie Winnock, now Stephanie Cohen. She's gonna actually kind of interested. It's actually kind of see. Although subsequent years, that relationship got really interesting. I wrote a book, a memoir about that in high school, and expanded on that in. Although it's not what you think. There are some special things about me. My hair is the same color as. They say brown, like my dad's used to be, which is true, partially at least. But a lot of people say I'm practically black hair. I'm surprisingly dark hair. And I've met that from a gambit of people from this age, actually. So people say I have, people say I have brown hair, but you'd be amazed at just how many people say I have effectively black hair. Arguably speaking, this could have been forced by me by the teachers, which, I mean, they're not necessarily wrong. It's incredibly dark brown. But then I got easily like this matchless, like blue eyes, all that. My eyes can see all sorts of things. One of the neatest things I saw was dinosaurs. But then again, keep in mind, you just have a freaking animatronic, they'll actually freaking believe it. Probably did that. Oh, this is really interesting. I also like to do a lot of different things. One of the things I do best, and for some weird-ass reason, I said writing. Yet, for some reason, I can't. My penmanship is unbelievably atrocious. When it comes to my printing, I can't even often read my own printing. Cursive, interestingly though, on the assumption you can read cursive, people can read cursive, most people can read my cursive. Although, again, that's on the assumption that person can read cursive, because, well, yeah, it's cursive. Something I'm not too good at is playing t-ball, hitting the ball and getting to first base. That's going to sound interesting down the line, because when I actually got into actual Little League, I ultimately made one hell of a play at the plate and got the game ball for it. There are some things that are very special about every family member. The person that I go to when I'm sad is Mommy. The person I like to play with is Amanda. Sizzy. The person in my family who means the most to me is, surprisingly again, Amanda. The person I like to go on a long airplane where I try that's by a vault, has already been to Aruba on a plane, is Amanda, Mommy, and Daddy. The person who makes me laugh the most is Amanda. God, just. I have, well, that's what is a heart. I keep feelings. So one of the most special things I have is a heart. It says run with my heart again. I keep about my favorite things in my heart. Okay. Some of my favorite things are dinosaurs. Funny. Some of my favorite friends or school are, and again it says Stephanie, which again I'm willing to bet $5 it is who again I knew as Stephanie Winux, now Stephanie Cohen. Sarah, no last name, and then Sarah F. Again, I don't really know who those people are talking about. I'm happy when I'm with them. Sometimes I feel upset too. I feel upset. Sorry, sis, when Amanda hit me, is what was put down. My God, just go through these hidden gems. Face feeling questionnaire, and then again. I'm not sure how to go. A person who makes you laugh, Mr. Nichols, again, a person you like to eat lunch with. This is actually getting interesting. Sissy, Amanda, cousin Jed, and cousin Martin and Tiffin. A fine teacher, Mrs. Terry. Again, these are so long ago. A person who cooks food I like, Mommy and Daddy. A good neighbor, Christopher, and it's Venezia. Again, I have no idea who that is. Sorry. Your doctor, Dr. Brier. Don't know. Steph, best friend. Stephanie. Stephanie, again, I know as Winuk. Now going by Stephanie Cohen. But again, the following year, that relationship took a weird turn that I never fully recovered from all the way to this day. Just a simple, an Orchard Hill Elementary School. So Stephanie, Robbie, Christopher on the bus. And just a simple drawn picture. Yeah. This is a cute piece of homework. My God, going through these freaking old as hell gems. And then I found another thing. Okay. Few other things. Oh my God. This is something I did in actually 6th grade. It says the Robbie Current. And this is the Robbie Current. Again, this is because we're based kind of, this is South Windsor, Connecticut. And more specifically, what I found out is St. Francis. This is more specific because of that. The main local paper is what they call the Hartford Current, which is actually the longest continuous running paper, going back all the way to the birth of a nation, all the way to the American Revolution, and still going on to this day, actually. Although it's in a bit of trouble, and I do hope to have a fair way to save it. It says, A Baby is Born by Robbie Svianovich. South Windsor. Robbie Svianovich was born on May 16th, 1988 at St. Francis Hospital in Hartford, Connecticut. He was the very first child born to Beth and John Svianovich. He weighed 7 pounds and 7 pounds, 11 ounces. That's where things get really fun. And was 21 inches long. Beth went into labor at the store, and then went directly to the hospital. He was the most beautiful baby, she said. He was delivered by 1 doctor, 2 nurses, and his father. He cried, took his first breath, and was in good health, and went home after a few days. But then, just 5 weeks later, I found myself back in the hospital with pyloric stenosis, as we mentioned earlier. But that doesn't, that's not mentioned there. Next one. Father and son in a fender bender. Again, this is something that did happen. Robbie Stonovich and his dad had a car accident on June 29th, 1999 at the intersection of Sullivan Avenue and Route 5 in South Windsor. At the Sullivan Avenue Route 5 intersection in South Windsor. Robbie and his dad were driving on Sullivan Avenue. The light turned red. The dad was going to turn. Dad thought that the car in front was going to turn, but didn't. He slammed on the brakes, but hit the car in front of him. There was not a lot of damage done, and there were no injuries. Police checked licenses, and Robbie went home to his mom to tell all about it. Boy swims on the Antilles in Aruba. Robbie Stonovich went to Aruba in August of 1999 with his sister. This was his 6th visit to the island. Yes, I would ultimately go there 7 times. The family likes it there, and his dad grew up there. He did, actually. On the shipwreck of the Antilles, his mother went snorkeling. Robbie did not wear a life jacket for most of the dive. He saw fish and other scuba divers. He did not touch the fish, or the wreck, which is too sharp. One of the fish he saw was a barracuda. It was about 3 feet long. He tried to get a picture of it, but it quickly swam away. There were, in general, they like to say around the shipwreck, there are a lot of... Although his dad was raised in Aruba, he no longer has family there, so they stayed in a hotel. His family likes to, they enjoy the food, as well as the beaches and the scenery, such as the natural bridge, which unfortunately has recently collapsed. I found out about that. Funny thing about that is that one thing that is omitted is that what I was doing at the time was not so much snorkeling, but free diving. I was actually, the reason why I didn't have a life jacket is because I wanted to go under the water and get down in the scenario. I just took that, Mom tried to get me to wear it, but I wanted to dive and just took that thing off. I free dive all the time on that thing. And if you are ever in Aruba, go to the Antilles, whether it's snorkel or scuba diving. They have those options, and I highly recommend it. Other scenarios: 4th graders go to Sturbridge Village. The Philip R. Smith 4th graders went to. It was the spring of 1998. Robbie C. was part of the class trip. One of the highlights was the tour of the minister's house. Robbie was overjoyed because he was pretending to be a minister. That was what I was assigned. I was assigned as Otis. I was assigned to be Otis for that. Yes. Everyone in the class picked someone they could pretend to be. Robbie saw some of the upstairs bench. Upstairs, some of the beds upstairs where the guests slept. The person who told the group that this is the minister's house played Yankee Doodle on a flute recorder. The group saw the meeting house where the people went to church. And there are a few other hidden gems that I found. A piece of music I wrote. Apparently Amanda hates it. And then this is actually a ticket to the Music Man that I did for the entertainers in 8th grade. And I played Tommy Gillis. Yeah, and I played Tommy Gillis. Yes. So yeah, firecracker and that thing. Only way I had to use some special effects. One final thing that I'd like to show you guys. So find it. There's actually now two, actually. On my portfolio, I drew, okay, this is now, again, 6th grade. On my portfolio, I drew a rocket, Pikachu, and my cat Biscuit. I've been interested in rockets since I was 5. I build models. I studied space in the 5th grade. I visited John F. Kennedy Space Center during the 4th grade with my family. I also like Pokemon, which is why I drew Pikachu, which is the most popular Pokemon there is. I own a cat named Biscuit. Biscuit is cute. I like his, and he's a jellicle cat, which means he's black and white, and he can do magic. On the portfolio, I drew some trees that shows my interest in nature. I got a flower book from the Audubons. I also watch Animal Planet, and there's a show called Nature Nut, and I learned a lot of things. I learned things about nature. One of these days, well, that's what I'm doing now. I think, from what I understand, by the end, from the records that we have, by the end of the year, I already wanted to be working with animals. By the next year, from, again, the records alone, I wanted to be a zoologist. Although as for dragons, that was more of a developing scenario, and I will have to give credit where credit is due. Part of it, actually, is Pokemon. Now, at that time, dragons were kind of stupid. Dragon type Pokemon were kind of stupid. This was still Gen 1 at that time. With Gen 2, dragons got proper support, and I incorporated that into all my teams. And my preferred dragon, or should I say dragon substitute, would ultimately be Charizard. That's pretty much what I use to this day. But as time went on, I started to see other things like with Animal Planet, and one of them ultimately would be Dragons of Fantasy Made Real, and that's one of just eventually it became a growing obsession, and that's why I'm getting into cryptozoology with dragons. One final thing I should probably go over, and that's something I did with the YMCA, more specifically the Greater Hartford Indian Valley YMCA. It's this. A simple article. The Y offers a youth stage presence. This is, during my days more as amateur acting. 11-year-old Robbie Sianovich has spent the past few years improvising and acting his way through self-confidence through YMCA theater programs. Yes, actually, that's true. Born with autism, Robbie is articulate, but always had a tremendous difficulty relating to other children. His mother, Beth, said his mother, Beth, his mom. Doctors encouraged Beth to introduce Robbie to theater, thinking it might help him understand human interaction and communication. The Indian Valley YMCA in Connecticut welcomed Robbie with open arms. By the end of his first year, Beth said, which was the improv and what they call fantasy theater teacher, that was the specific program I was in at the time, said, which is kind of interesting, Robbie has developed a sense of confidence that would not have developed but for his ability to participate in the Y's theater program. Again, probably what they call fantasy theater, because that was primarily improv for youngers. Robbie has now performed in 4 plays and is so enthusiastic about his Y theater career. They make me feel like I belong at the YMCA. Interestingly, shortly thereafter, I did the actual musicals, what they call the Youth in the Limelight at the Y, which is full-fledged musicals, which is on a formal stage. And yeah, I started with Holiday, which was at that time A Christmas Carol. And then I went on to I did the musicals in the summer. I know I did Oliver, Annie, I believe twice, and where I also incorporated some of the other scenarios from Pokemon mainly, with Annie and the You Made Us What We Are Today. In the very, very end, it was I incorporated some of the things with I was learning from Pokemon, because what this because at the very end it says, "Come and get it, Herb." Now a lot of people at that age think you're here for food. Well, Mom explained to me that again, this has to do with history and stuff I was a bit unsure of, and that is the fact that they want to beat the crap out of them. And so You Made Us What for the last couple of scenarios, I'm actually going off to the side and I'm practicing some of the fighting type Pokemon, incorporating some of the things I learned from Pokemon, more specifically the fighting type Pokemon, which would be at that point Hitmonlee, Hitmonchan, and Primeape. I'm incorporating the moves that I see from them, and then at the very, very end, I shoot to the middle and said, "Come and get it, Herb!" Another thing happened towards a couple of years later is I started to go to the day camp scenario, and that was just outdoor, just what they call Yankee trails. And interestingly, I think this is probably about 6th grade. I could be mistaken. I don't have anything. There was actually an older female who basically got a major crush on me. And I was actually able to impress her a couple times, particularly with archery. But the interesting thing with archery is, because of the fact I was shooting right-handed when I should have been shooting left-handed, I had to aim significantly farther to the right and significantly further down to actually hit the target. But with that strategy, I was actually able to get a 9, and even she was, generally speaking, especially she high-fived me. But unfortunately, she clearly had a bit of a crush on me. But here's the fun bit: she had a boyfriend, and furthermore, she was I was at most in the 7th grade. She was easily in the 7th, maybe 8th grade. She was at least 2 years older than I was, 2, maybe even 3 years old. I kind of forget when this happens. I would have to sort of look it up. It might take several hours.